how do you approach melody writing? What's a good melody? Where do I even start? So today I thought I would write one for you, give you a few pointers, just give you a basic idea about how to get started. Melody writing is something that we introduce at grade 3 level, grade 3 theory, grade 3 musicianship. You've generally got to write it to a pre-existing rhythm, and that's what I've got here on the board. So let's get started. The first thing you need to do is choose a key. So I'm going to choose a nice comfortable key, B flat major. Let's put the key signature in. 1 flat, 2 flats. Now let's have a look at the rhythm. There's obviously an anacrusis, and it's basically divided into 2 phrases. Even if the phrase marks aren't there, you'll generally be able to look at the rhythm and see how it divides pretty much in half. So let's get started with the notes. First thing you notice about the rhythm is there is the anacrusis. How are we going to do that in terms of notes? Well, there's many ways to handle an anacrusis. The most common one, I think, is just going 5-to-1 dominant to tonic. I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to start on the dominant, which is F, and I'm going to go down to the median, which is D in this case. So there we go, F to D. We have to think about the structure of the melody really carefully. All good melodies have a very clear structure. They're not just a random collection of notes. So you have to think about how you're going to shape it. You've got to think about the climax. Where's the climax going to come? Is it going to be at the beginning? Is it going to be in the middle? Or is it going to be at the end? Well, this is the thing. Melodies can be all sorts of things. I think when you're starting out, it's probably best to put the climax close to the middle so that you've got this arch shape. The melody rises to a climax and then goes back to the tonic at the end. So let's aim to put the climax there at the beginning of the 3rd bar. Now if we're in B flat major, it makes sense to put the climax on the tonic at the top. So let's do it here on this B flat here. We're just putting in signposts at this point in time. So there's the B flat. The first phrase should end or be accenting the dominant at this stage. That makes a clear move away from the tonic. It gives you contrast. Contrast is always a good thing to have in a melody. So the dominant, the strong beat, the second strong beat in this bar is there. Let's make that the dominant, which is F. So I'll put that there. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm putting in all the signposts, all the important things. I've structured the melody in my head and now I'm just planning it out. So we've got that. Now, when you arrive at the dominant, it's very good to outline the dominant. When you outline it, you're actually drawing attention to it. By outlining it, I mean using notes either side of the dominant. So why don't we just do that? So let's put in an E flat here and a G here. Okay, and we've clearly outlined the dominant. Let's keep going. Can you see how writing a melody often isn't about starting at the beginning and going to the end? It's often about filling in the structure. So let's keep going. What do you notice about this bar? There's a sequence in the bar. Can you see it? Da, 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 da. You don't have to use a sequence when you're writing a melody, but a lot of melodies do have sequences in them, so let's do one. Okay, so a sequence is a little pattern of notes that repeats the same intervals going down, going up, whatever. It can be by a tone, a third, or there's other variations, of course. Let's just choose something and roll with it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go B flat and then A, F here. And then I'm going to do a sequence, I'm going to go down a third. So let's do a G there and use the same pattern of intervals. So F, D. Can you see what I've done there? I'm gradually taking the contour of the melody down to the final tonic, and the sequence helps you do it. So you've got ba-da-da-dee-da-da. Okay, that all sounds good. Let's finish it off because I can already hear the ending in my head. Okay, you want to land at the tonic at the end, so of course put that in. The final B flat is there. The strongest finish you can give a melody is leading note to tonic or supertonic to tonic. Why not use both of them? So let's put in the supertonic here, C, with a dot, and then the leading note, which is A. So A. So all this is ba-da-da-dee-da-da-da-da-dum. That sounds pretty good to me. Let's fill out the rest of it. Okay, we've got the second bar sorted, we've got the anacrusis sorted, let's just fix this bar. Early on in a melody, it's a very good idea to use notes from the tonic triad on the main beats. That's how I would structure a simple melody. We've already got one there. The notes of the tonic triad are, of course, B flat, D, and F. So you just basically plan out a shape. So let's go to the main beat. The third beat of this bar is the next main beat. So let's just put in a B flat down here, and we'll work with that and see what we can find. Now, we've got to fill in this and we've got to fill in that. Let's have a look. That's a third. Let's just fill it out with a C, I think. So we head down quite neatly to the tonic there. Ba-dee-da-dum. That sounds pretty good to me. Now let's have a look. You want to connect this smoothly. You want to connect this smoothly. So we've got two notes here. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? If you go B flat, C, D, E, that's smooth, isn't it? Let's do it. C, D. Like that. So, ba-dee-da-dum, ba-da-da-da-dum, ba-da-da-dee-da-da-dum, ba-dum. That's a good melody. Let's just do a little bit of analysis on it. A good melody always has a mixture of leaps and steps. So we've got a third here, we've got a third here, we've got a fourth here, third, third, third. We've got a nice mixture of steps and leaps. So it's balanced, it's got a very clear shape, it's got a climax, it begins in the tonic and ends in the tonic. It's exactly what you need.